Hey there, my name is Megan and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking about all of the series that I need to finish by the end of 2020 or get caught up on by the end of 2020, meaning that all the books in that series are currently out and published. So I'm going to be talking about the young adult series first and then transition into my adult series, and I'll go ahead and put a timestamp down below if you're interested in just skipping to the adult. Before we get started, if you are not already subscribed to my channel, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button as well as the little bell icon so you can be notified every time I post new content. I post new videos every Sunday and every Wednesday. The first YA series that I need to finish is The Hunger Games by reading A Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. This was on my July TBR, and unfortunately I just didn't get to it, but it is a top priority of mine, so I definitely want to finish this book by the end of 2020. I am highly anticipating it. The Hunger Games was really enjoyable for me when I read it several years ago, and it's a series that I think about often. I really enjoy the movies, and while I've heard from a lot of people that President Snow definitely wasn't their favorite character from whose perspective they wanted to read from, it was still nice to be back in this world and learn kind of the backstory. So this is a book I definitely want to get to by the end of the year. The next book is going to be Queen of Air and Darkness by Cassandra Clare. This is book 3 in the Dark Artifices. I actually started this book, I don't know if it was in the beginning of the year or last year, I don't remember, and I only got a little ways through before I put it down, and I think I just haven't picked it up because it's like an 800-page book, and while Cassandra Clare's books usually are fairly quick to get through, I've just been hesitant to get to this one, and I don't know why, and I really want to get to Chain of Gold, and I can't do that until I finish this, so I want to knock this series out, and I'm going to try and definitely get to it in the fall. It is a priority. I'm going to get caught up on the Shadowhunter novels. The next YA series that I really want to finish is the Winners series by Marie Rutkoski. I've only read the first 2 books in the series, so I still need to read The Winner's Kiss, and I talk about the series quite a bit, and I actually haven't even finished it. I really enjoyed The Winner's Crime. I thought it was much better than the first book, and this is another book where I actually started the audio and just for some reason never finished it, and Marie Rutkoski's writing is very easy to get into. These books are not hard to read at all, and it's a book I can definitely knock out in probably 2 or 3 days. So there's no reason why I cannot finish this series by the end of the year. The next series I need to finish is The Diabolic by S.J. Kincaid. The 3rd book comes out at the end of August. I'll put a picture up in the corner. I have already pre-ordered my copy. It should be here in about a month, and I'm definitely going to be picking up as soon as it gets here because this is one of my favorite YA sci-fi series that I own and have ever read. This series really isn't talked about that much, so I'm going to just touch on what it's about, but it follows a woman named Nemesis, and Nemesis is a Diabolic. Diabolics are humanoid-type creatures with biological elements that are created to kill, and they protect one person only. Nemesis was created to protect a senator's daughter named Sidonia. One day, the crazy mad emperor of the Galactic Empire summons Sidonia to his court as a hostage, and in order to protect Sidonia, Nemesis the Diabolic goes in her place. Once she's in the Emperor's court, she gets caught up in the politics and learns some things about the court that she probably shouldn't have known. So this is a series that I am definitely eager to get to and know I will be able to knock out by the end of the year. The next series is one that I just need to get caught up on, and that is An Ember in the Ashes by Sabaa Tahir, and the books I still need to read are... At the filming of this video, I am currently reading A Torch Against the Night. I am about 100 pages in, so I need to finish this book and then jump into A Reaper at the Gates before the 4th and final book comes out in December of 2020. So this is a series that I definitely plan on getting caught up on before the finale's release. The next books are all of my adult series that I want to finish by the end of the year, and the first one is the Draconis Memoria series by Anthony Ryan, and the only book I have to read is book 3, and that is The Empire of Ashes. This is a very intelligently crafted series. It is definitely one of my favorites so far. It follows a world where dragons are hunted for their blood because people known as blood blessed are able to ingest dragon blood and get certain powers from it. In book 1, we followed a group of people who were hunting the infamous white dragon whose blood was known to have prophetic abilities. And one of our characters, Clay, intercepts the white dragon and something happens with that dragon, and then their entire world world is changed. I just finished book 2 in July, and I thought it was such an awesome middle book that it really set up a very interesting book 3. We got introduced to a lot of history and lore and how the discovery of Blood Blessed came about and what these dragons actually mean, and it really got me excited to finish this series. The next series I want to finish is the Shades of Magic trilogy, and the only book I need to read is A Conjuring of Light, and this is by V.E. Schwab. This is book 3. This was on one of my TBRs and I just never got to it. Another reason is because it is so thick and I think it just kind of intimidated me, but I really want to read the Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. I already pre-ordered it. That comes out in October, and I don't want to start another Victoria Schwab book without having finished her other books that I own. So the Shades of Magic trilogy is one that I really want to prioritize. I really like this series. I really like this world. I really like Kel as a character, and I just want to know how Victoria Schwab decides to end this series. The next series that I want to finish is the Themis Files by Sylvain Nuevel, and the only book I have left is Only Human. This is a series that I plan on finishing. I'm planning on reading this book in August, and I really like this series because these books are not very long. I usually get the audiobook from my library to help me through it, and the audiobook is incredibly engaging and really helps to move quickly through all of the dialogue. And book 2 was so good. It ended on such a cliffhanger. Sylvain Nuevel is really good at doing that because he did a great cliffhanger in book 1 and then book 2. So this is a series that I know I will have no difficulty finishing by the end of the year. The next 2 series are series that I need to get caught up on, and the first one is the Villains series by V.E. Schwab, and I still need to read Vengeful, which I did put on my August TBR. I was very intimidated by this book because I thought that Vicious was a good standalone novel and it had a very satisfying ending, so I'm not really sure where our author is going to go with this story and what else she could possibly add to the story. And then I also heard that she is probably going to be putting out a book 3, so I do want to get caught up with this series before book 3 comes out, and I'm hoping that I really like it. A lot of you have told me that you did really like it, but then I've also heard some negative things. So this is a book that I'm very anxious to read, but excited at the same time, and I am going to get to it hopefully in August. And the last series that I want to get caught up on by the end of the year is the Stormlight Archives by Brandon Sanderson, and I still need to read Words of Radiance and Oathbringer. I definitely want to get caught up on this series before Rhythm of War comes out in November, and there's about a couple months left that I feel like is enough time to read over 2,000 pages of Sanderson, so it's definitely an ambitious goal and one that I know I can achieve if I put my mind to it. And the last series that I need to finish by the end of the year is the Wild series by K.A. Tucker. This is a duology, and I need to read Wild at Heart, which follows the Simple Wild. This is an adult contemporary romance, so not a genre that I normally pick up, but I really enjoyed the first installment of this book, how atmospheric it was, taking place in Alaska. And K.A. Tucker's writing style is very easy to get into, and she creates characters and scenes that are just really easy to delve into. So Wild at Heart is a book that I feel like I could easily finish by the end of 2020. Okay, you guys, so that is it for all of these series, YA and adult, that I want to finish by 2020, the end of the year. I really hope that I can get to all of these sequels and get caught up on all of these awesome series. Let me know in the comments if there are any books or series that you are trying to get caught up on by the end of the year, or if you have read any of these and what you thought about them, and I will see you soon in another video. Goodbye.